So, welcome to High Crimes, everybody. Alright, I don't know who's all here yet, but hopefully lots of the Shab fam shows up and everything. See Trisha and Hank Chill and Dank and Roger in the chat. So,
real quick, Shabisky.
Hmm?
Let me blow your mind. Let me flip your whole world upside down.
Yeah?
What if I told you our friend Dank in the chat there, Mr. Dank,
Yeah.
was actually Mr. Dan Kellogg?
Yeah, I'd rather call him Dank.
I like Dank better too, but that's I like your name's Dank now. So sorry, Dan, you're Dank.
It's Dank Kellogg's. That's the good
Dank
type.
Kellogg.
It's the best type of cereal. It's you could smoke a joint with your cereal and get feeling, feel real good. So all right. I try to go into these like not knowing much about the case, so I know very little about this. I know that the guy that does the bad stuff in this is a dentist, which is further proof that you can't trust those damn dentists.
Before we get started with it, Shabisky, as always, I think it would be smart to begin with a little disclaimer for maybe this is someone's first ever high crime.
Yeah. Here, I'll turn you up on my end a little bit 'cause you're a little quiet, but yeah. So we make jokes on here, and there's a lot of crude humor and dark humor that might you might hear on this stream. It doesn't mean we don't take these cases seriously. It doesn't mean we want to disrespect anybody that are involved in these cases or whatever, or at least not the victims. But a lot like watching, Family Guy or South Park or something like that, we're going to throw crude humor in the mix. We're going to have a bit of fun. And if that's too much for you, then get lost.
Yeah, go watch a true crime murder podcast with your grandma. This ain't it.
Go watch one of the normal boring ones where they're too afraid to make jokes. All right, here we go.
She kind of just laid down and said that she felt dizzy and she wasn't feeling well. It was absolutely sickening.
But I am angry. You just brought me home. What kind of a sick person does that?
It just is psychotic.
I don't think she's gonna die.
There's some drugs that wouldn't show up on that drug panel.
Whiskey Tom coming through with a $2 tip says, "Hi, bitches." Yeah. Hell yeah, Whiskey. Yeah. What's up, Crow Gaming? How's everybody doing in the chat? Thank you. Yeah, let's try to do damage on that goal tonight. You know what I am saying?
And so potassium cyanide is not something that we use in dentistry. I don't even know how to acquire potassium cyanide.
It just is a whole another layer of just wicked.
A Colorado mother begins experiencing sudden and devastating symptoms after a morning workout. Her family watches helplessly as her illness progresses over the coming days, and suspicious eyes turn to one man, her husband, a beloved and ambitious local dentist. But as she fights for her life, the investigation into what happened will take a shocking turn that no one saw coming.
Our point is not to put you away, it's to put the person away that caused this to your wife. And that's where we're at.
That person is my wife.
The following report is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. It's Monday, March 6, 2023. Home surveillance cameras are recording as 45-year-old Dr. Jim Craig exchanges pleasantries with his wife Angela before heading to work.
What was that? That was... You just... Nothing, right?
Well, see you, babe.
It goes on forever.
Love you. Have a great day. I'm actually crazy.
Jim is headed to his Aurora, Colorado dental practice, which he's seen here promoting on YouTube in 2012.
Hi, this is Dr. Jim Craig with Summerbrook Dental Group. One of the questions I get asked most commonly by patients is, what is the deal with all of the over-the-counter whitening products that are available out there?
What is the
Jim
deal
and
with
Angela
all
have
the
been married for
over-the-counter
more than
whitening
20
products
years
down
by
there?
the morning of the 6th, with 6 kids.
I like him. He seems trustworthy. I like him. Seems like a nice guy.
In what looks from the outside like the perfect marriage. But on this seemingly ordinary day, things would go terribly wrong.
They worked out. She had a really hard workout, he said. And then after that, she kind of just like laid down and said that she felt dizzy and she wasn't feeling well.
Angela's illness comes on suddenly, and she sends worried text messages to her husband, who immediately leaves work. She also sends messages to her sister Tony, who lives in Utah.
I can't really explain because my brain doesn't want to work. Something feels really weird in my head, and my body is sluggish, and Jim's going to take me to the doctor this morning. I said, well, that's not good and a little scary. When are you going in? He took the girls to a friend and he should be home soon. I said, well, what do you think it is? She said, no idea.
When Jim returns home, he finds Angela in a terrible state.
My phone keys in the bathroom. Okay, I got it.
Jim is seen carefully leading his wife to the car, and even from a silent video, it's clear that Angela is barely well enough to walk. They go to the hospital, but the doctors can't figure out what's wrong. Jim brings her home that afternoon, and he later tells his office manager that Angela suspected something was off.
He said that he initially thought that she had taken something, and that's what was causing all of this. And then he said, and I think she thinks that I drugged her. I was like, oh, that's crazy. And he said, yeah, the hospital ran a drug panel. And on the way home, she had made a comment like, there's some drugs that wouldn't show up on that drug panel.
The cameras watch as Jim and his wife return home, Angela clearly still feeling the effects of the mysterious ailment. The next morning, she confronts him about what went down at the hospital.
It may not be your fault that they didn't do their due diligence or anything like that, but it's your fault they treated me differently. Like, I did it to myself. And nothing I said could be believed.
Because I didn't say to her, I'm afraid she did this to herself. I just said, are you going to do a drug panel?
You think that's not enough?
Neither of us said, I think she did this to herself, or I think she took drugs, or I think that. Neither of us said that.
And how do you think it would have gone if you had actually defended me?
Well, I also wanted a drug panel because you were accusing me. I wanted that for me, too.
It may be the first sign of strain caught by the cameras, but as those who know the couple best will reveal, it's far from the first crack in their marriage. 6 years ago, their relationship nearly collapsed.
He came home and announced that he'd been having an affair and he was leaving her. And she was distraught, of course, because she'd been trying to hold their family together for all these years. And she was trying to figure out whether she should just leave or try to fight for it or see, is he serious? But she was pretty solid on the affair.
But Angela didn't want to divorce, and according to her sister, the infidelity was quickly overshadowed by an even more serious incident.
And then she called me one day and she was mad. And I'm like, of course, nature of life when someone's cheated on you, right? She said that he had sedated her.
According to Tony, Jim drugged Angela without her knowledge so that he would have enough time to carry out his final plan, injecting himself with something that would end not only his marriage, but his life. He never went through with it, but the emotional wounds from that day had not healed by the morning of March 7th, 2023.
Well, I also wanted a drug panel because you were accusing me.
When texting her husband the day she suddenly fell ill, Angela wrote, "I feel drugged." Jim replied, "Given our history, I know that must be triggering. Just for the record, I didn't drug you."
But I am angry. I'm angry at you and angry at them, and I'm absolutely filing a complaint about it. They didn't do anything except send me home and recommend I see my PCP. And you didn't do anything. You just brought me home. You didn't even try to call my PCP or try to call anybody or try to do anything. You just brought me home.
Angela's suspicions may not only stem from the drugging 6 years ago, but from something that happened much more recently.
So when she texted me, she started it with, I'm not really ready to talk yet.
That's right. Yeah.
But I'm leaving Jim. He's left, how did she put it? He's made it impossible for me to stay.
Only 4 months before falling ill, Angela discovered that Jim had created a profile on a matchmaking site called Seeking.com.
Oh, damn.
Before long, he'd found a woman to spend time with.
James and I had a relationship for, honestly, I think it might have been like 3 weeks, maybe a month.
Okay.
And it was like November and December, ended in December. This is embarrassing to admit, met him on a sugar daddy site.
Okay. Did he take you on any vacations or anything?
He did.
Yeah,
that was December. We went up to Bozeman.
Huh?
The silver fox, dude. Reeling them in off the sugar daddy site.
Yeah. Ooh, a dentist. They make good money. Bet we could get some good vacations. Yeah.
And then his wife found out, and immediately the next day we came back to Denver.
Okay. So she found out while you guys were in Bozeman.
Correct.
Is what he
we had
told
only
you. Okay.
We didn't even spend 24 hours in Bozeman.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah.
Jim managed to smooth things over with Angela, promising that he was merely stringing women along with attention and money, but with no intention of actually cheating. But even on March 1st, after Jim returned from a speaking engagement in Las Vegas, texts show that the mistrust remained. "Is there anything else you're not telling me?" Angela asked. Jim replied, "No, there really isn't anything else to disclose. I really was in Las Vegas by myself, and I don't want to sleep with anyone else but you." By March 8th, 2 days after Angela's trip to the hospital, things have settled a bit, or at least it would seem.
Yeah, but you haven't been eating.
No, at all.
What?
And I didn't exercise today, so.
Yeah, that's true. Please don't exercise today. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
I don't think I could if I wanted to. I had
Good.
See those orbs going across the screen? Those are ghosts.
Dude, those are his former victims.
Yep.
Like tapped out and be dead on the bathroom floor.
The day passes without incident, but the next day, Angela takes another sudden turn for the worse.
Hey, Mom just threw up and she asked me to call you. And how long I think
Angela's daughter takes her back to the hospital, but this time she won't be coming back home so quickly.
She has been battling a really weird illness over the last 4 days, we have been to the emergency room twice, urgent care once, and now she has been admitted to the hospital even though nobody can figure out what's wrong, period.
But his wife's increasingly serious illness appears to be no match for Jim's cheerful disposition.
Business as usual.
Yeah. He's fine.
This energy would extend to his interactions with Angela's family and friends over the next 5 days as he updated them about her condition. In one text, he says of the medical mystery, "If it wasn't my wife, this would be kind of a fun puzzle to try to work out."
It's funny because 90% of the time she seems like she's doing pretty well, and then all of a sudden she'll have a crash or something. It's hard to predict when that'll happen. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It's just back and forth, and then it's like, I know, but most of the time, 90% and then she'll crash and die. But it's hard to predict when that's going to happen. We don't know. Gosh, isn't this funny? This is like a conundrum, isn't it? Crazy. But look at this funny joke.
The sickness wasn't getting better, and the doctors did every MRI, CT scan, test, labs, everything. No one could figure out what the heck was going on.
Sunday, I had texted him, just checking in. How's everything going? Going okay. She had a huge crash last night, and the doctors had a hard time reviving her again, but today is a lot better. I'm hoping they will let her come home tomorrow. Her brother is driving in town, so he and my sister-in-law can help out with my kids, and I should be able to work.
If my wife was going through what she was going through, the last thing on my mind would have been my patience, would have been, hopefully I'll be at work next week. None of that stuff, right? My full attention would have been with my wife.
Right.
Did that strike you as odd?
It did. Yeah. And what was weird to me too is one day last week, and I don't remember what day it was, but I was talking to him on the phone, and he had made a comment, I don't think she's going to make it through the night.
On Sunday, March 11th, 2 days into Angela's hospital stay, Jim calls her sister, Tony.
And he just says, and I'm telling you right now, Tony, if she dies from this, I'm not allowing him to do an autopsy.
Okay, so this is where it came.
This is a real story, Hank Chill. It's not the Onion or something.
Yeah, this is wild. I don't know if has it been confirmed that she died? Did they catch him before he was able to actually kill her? Because this is just devastating, dude. The sick motherfuckers trying to leave some kids without their fucking mother.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she
Like,
ends
just-
up doing that.
Literally just run off. Like, that's what you want to do. You want to be go be a sugar daddy for some fucking... Go do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, leave your fucking wife and kids out of it. Let them have a happy life. Like, what a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I
The
said,
poop head.
whoa.
This is where
She is not dying, number one. And number two, why not?
Mhm.
And he's like, well, they don't know what they're doing, and they've already done enough to her. I'm not letting them cut on her.
But despite Jim's pessimism, Angela slowly improves. And by Tuesday, March 14th, the hospital sends her home once again. That night, Jim texts her sister to provide a grim update.
Tony, I'm
I
not
gotta
gonna
say
lie.
that too.
I don't want to tell the whole family this.
Hmm?
It is absolutely fucking retarded to say, if you have tried to murder someone, if there's a chance they even survive, in under any circumstance, why would you say, oh, I'm definitely not letting them do an autopsy?
Yeah.
Before they're even dead. Like, what a fucking animal.
Yeah.
What a dumbass.
Then he tries to act like he's doing it for her for her good. Guys, hit the like button on the stream if you haven't yet. Let's get to 10 likes.
They've already done enough to her. I'm not letting them cut on her.
But despite Jim's pessimism, Angela slowly improves. And by Tuesday, March 14th, the hospital sends her home once again. That night, Jim texts her sister to provide a grim update.
Tony, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to tell the whole family this, but she doesn't look good. It's not as bad as when I came home on Monday and saw her, but she's in really bad shape.
This time around, Angela's brother Mark and his wife are in town to watch over her while Jim goes to work on Wednesday morning, March 15th.
She wanted to try to come outside and eat, and Jim had pressed, make sure she takes her meds that morning. Make sure she takes her meds. And she went back into her room, and 30 minutes later, Mark went in, and she did not look good. And she was not doing well.
The camera watches as Mark and his wife lead her to the car to head back to the hospital. It would be the last time Angela would ever appear on her own home surveillance cameras. They get to the hospital and check Angela in. Not long after, Jim is seen on camera arriving at the hospital himself. He stays for about 20 minutes and then leaves again, right around the time Tony calls him to find out what's happening with her sister.
And so I called him. I'm like, I want to know what's going on right now. And so he starts talking to me, but he's not at the hospital. And I'm like, you're not there? And he's like, well, I had to go, apparently he had gone to the hospital. Mark said he did initially come there, but then he told me, I had to go back to work and get some things kind of squared away, so I can go back up to the hospital, and I'm just going to run through a couple of drive-thrus and get some food.
Started getting some text messages that she wasn't doing well again, and things were not really looking good at all. Like, things took a turn for the worse. Jim and my wife had more communication today. I had no communication with Jim until I got to the hospital.
Okay.
But I started getting more information from my wife today. And at one point she says, she called me and she's like, I think Angie's gonna die. And I was like, are you being serious?
On the surveillance system, Jim is seen going into Angela's room, leaving, and then going back in again, all within the span of a few minutes. Jim stays in her room for only 1 minute this last time. and when he comes out again, it's very obvious that Angela's condition has suddenly and dramatically changed.
There was a whole slew of doctors. There was like 5 of them. I was like, this is not good. I know how to you know.
And notice how, like, he's the only one that's nonchalant about it, like, just, like, judging his body language here. He went to tell them that, like, things are looking, like, really bad with his wife. They all get up out of their seat and rush to it, and he's just kind of like, he doesn't even, like, I don't know. He's very nonchalant about
I was like, this is not good. They're bringing witnesses, a panel of witnesses. And I looked at my wife and I said, that's not good. And as soon as the door opened, after 10 minutes, Jim came out and was just bawling. And they basically told him that she's not going to make it.
The next thing I get, he says, hang on, crash. Who kind of a sick person does that? Mm-hmm. And I'm panicked. They said, what crash, Jim? Are they able to bring her back? I don't know what's going on. They think seizure. Intubating her. Why? Now I know it's really bad because they're intubating her. Mm-hmm. Can't get the tube in. Emergency.
Intubating her.
Yeah, I put a tube in your throat.
Yeah, I've never heard the term.
Anesthesia team is paged. What? Why? She's not maintaining her airway, bagging her. Cannot get the breathing tube in. What does the anesthesia team do? Get the tube in. Are they there yet? I mean, I'm just panicking.
The staff at University Hospital does everything they can to bring Angela back following a seizure and a rapid medical decline, but it's no use. Because she's an organ donor, she's put on life support in the ICU. But just as her family and friends begin to face this tragic ending, an unimaginable suspicion arises. It comes via Jim's office manager, Caitlin, who reveals that she's been holding on to a dreadful secret.
So I called Jackie and I told her, I'm going to tell you something and it's going to sound really insane. And she said, I know what you're going to say. I had the same thought. And I said, well, what do you mean? And she goes, well, I had the same thought that maybe Dr. Craig had something to do with this.
As Caitlin continues to share, it becomes clear that this is far more than idle speculation.
Last Monday, the 6th, Dr. Craig, his wife, got really sick. That was the first day that he left in the middle of the day to take her to the hospital. Later that night, he had come back to the office. Everybody had left. I was still working. So when I was leaving, his office, like his light was off. And so I thought that he had left. And when I got to the very last operatory, he was sitting in there. And he was sitting in the dark. The light was off. And he was on the computer in there, which was really strange because he has a laptop and a desktop in his office.
Caitlin would soon have a very good reason to question what exactly Jim was working on in the dark.
So I left the office about 5:45, and he had texted me at 6:06 saying that he was having a personal package delivered to the office, and when it came in, to please just put it on his desk. This past Monday, the 13th, it came in. My receptionist is the one that originally got the box and opened it. And when I was putting the packing slip back into the box, I saw that it said potassium cyanide.
Okay.
And so I closed the box back up. I gave it to him. I looked up what cyanide poisoning was, and kind of was looking at the side effects.
Shit, she admitted to opening someone else's mail. Throw this bitch in jail. Throw her in jail. That is a federal crime, bitch.
Yeah, thank you for your assistance with this investigation, but unfortunately, that's a felony.
Yep, stand up, put your hands behind your back, bitch.
Did she actually say she opened it? Or did she open it?
That's what it sounded like. I think she just explained that she opened it, saw what it is, put it back together, and then gave it to him. Like, she taped it back shut or whatever.
And that's fucking horrible, man. I know of someone who has passed away from this poisoning, and it's not good. It's fucking terrible. It's awful. It's terrible. So this guy's a sick fuck, and fuck him.
Seeing that his wife was going through.
Caitlin shares this terrible secret with both of the practice's managing partners, including Ryan, who is still at the hospital.
And so potassium cyanide is not something that we use in dentistry.
Okay.
I don't even know how to acquire potassium cyanide. I've never looked how to acquire potassium cyanide because it's never something that we would ever use in dentistry.
Disturbed by the potential implications of this package, Ryan decides to tell a member of the hospital staff, just in case there is still a chance to save Angela.
And I just said, I'm not accusing you of Jim of anything. I'm not insinuating anything. I'm concerned about if this is potentially reversible. I know it's been a mystery of trying to figure out what's going on with Angie, but in lieu of this information,
If they can give her something, right?
there's something. I mean, I've never Googled cyanide poisoning. I don't know anything about. It's outside my scope of practice and my realm of practice. I have no idea. It was pretty brief. It was pretty quick. It was like maybe 3 minutes. And he was obviously like, what the heck? You know, taken back by what I was saying. I was taken back by what I was saying.
Angela, who no longer shows any signs of brain activity, is beyond saving. But the staff wastes no time in contacting the police.
Hello, non-emergency. This is Paula. How may I help you?
Hi, my name is Chelsea. I am one of the forensic nurses here at University Hospital. I am needing to make a mandated SBI report, IPV, and needing officer response. We have a suspected potassium cyanide poisoning.
It doesn't take long before Jim begins to realize that something is up. One of his first moves is to give Ryan a call.
Good show.
Mickey Richards coming through with a $7 tip. Says good show. Thank you, Mickey. Hell yeah, cool guy. We need to do shrooms again, Mickey.
Thank you, Sticky Lizards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I called him like Stinky Lizard or something at the meetup. Or something like yeah. Yeah, thank you, Mickey.
Sticky Lizards, dude.
Sticky Lizard. Yeah. Guys, help with the goal up there. We're trying to do good on the goal. We're 9% in on the goal now. Thank you guys.
There's Ryan, I got some disturbing news. And I said, did you say something to somebody? And I said, yeah, I did. And I told him exactly what I said to the nurse. And I said, Jim, what was in the package? I said, did you order a package? He said, kind of paused. He said, yeah, I did. I said, what was in the package? He goes, oh, it was a ring for Angie. It's going to be a surprise. And I said, oh, Jim, that's not what was in the package.
Yeah, he's such a liar. Yeah, it was gonna.
What a piece of shit, dude.
It was a gift for her, actually. Yeah, a gift. A sign. It was a gift for her, huh?
And he goes, what do you mean? And I was like, the package was opened. And he's like, no, it wasn't. I said, yes, it was, Jim. Jim, I know what's in the package. And he wouldn't admit to what was in the package. And I said, Jim, potassium cyanide was in the package. Why do you have potassium cyanide?
The shocking answer to that question is one that Jim will give to many people before this investigation is finished. But when police go out to his house that night, his lips are sealed.
All right, so we'll have to deal with him then too. So he won't be allowed either. I mean, absolutely nobody can go in. So
okay, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
All right. Say, Brian, we got the husband right here.
Did you talk to any officers up there?
No.
Okay. I think our detectives are going to want to talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah, would that be okay?
I think so.
Okay.
I've never done this before. Do I need to do like on the shows and say I'm a lawyer or something?
No, you're not a suspect or anything that I'm aware of. They just want to, see what's going on here.
Okay.
Can you hang tight for a second? I'm going to give them a call and see what they want to, if they want you to come in or whatever.
A few minutes later, the officer returns.
I want to know if you'll just meet him down at the station there.
I will, and I think I have I think I have the information that they're looking for, but I'm scared to death to share it without an attorney. So I'll go down there, but I don't want to talk tonight.
Okay.
But I have the information they're looking for. And I'm not dangerous, and I'm not a flight.
It's completely voluntary. You don't have to. I mean, we're not forcing you to go.
Okay. But I do want to talk to him.
Okay.
I just want to know.
Dude, he's way too sus. He's like, I'm not a flight risk. I won't just leave. By the way, guys.
Jim isn't talking, but the police tell him and his family that they'll have to stay somewhere else for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, you're free to go. You know, you're not under arrest or anything like that. So, they'll be in touch with you.
Okay. When I pulled up, I thought there was a vigil going on. I didn't know.
PD2.
This isn't quite as welcoming, but I get it.
The next day, the cops search Summerbrook Dental, and 2 detectives assigned to the case head out to see Jim.
I'm Detective Olson. This is Detective Graw.
Okay.
I guess we're coming to, talk to you or kind of see if you want to talk to us.
Okay.
Is that something you're interested in?
No.
No?
Okay. And that's fine.
Well, that's a good sign.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a good
This
sign.
motherfucker, dude.
No. Yeah, they're gonna look at that real good, right? That's our. He's really seeming like the innocent one here for sure.
We have a search warrant for this house, but basically for your cell phone, Angela's cell phone, your wallet, and/or your laptop.
Okay.
The detectives ask Jim to come out to his truck so they can photograph the contents of his wallet.
So, am I a suspect in something right now then?
So here's where we're at. There are questions.
Yeah. And I have
based
answers.
on what we've heard.
Yeah. I know what they are.
Yeah, and I got answers. I do.
All right, and I have the answers.
Okay, well, until they're answered, it's hard to say yes or no to what you just asked me. Am I a suspect or not? Well, I guess it kind of depends. It kind of depends how this shakes out. We're hoping this takes that turn and it's not as big a deal as it sounds, but we're going to still treat it like it could be criminal until we find out otherwise. But your attorney's going to tell you
I just
not to talk to us without them there.
I know.
So,
no, I guess what I mean is there's going to be a funeral coming up. I just don't want to be like handcuffed in front of my kids while I'm making funeral preps and taking off to jail.
And that's why we tried to call Jennifer today, and that's why I knocked on the door lightly, and we didn't come like we're just in our jackets for the decency of your family.
Later that day, Tony, who has arrived in town with several of Angela's other siblings, has 2 interactions with Jim that strike her as off-key.
And he comes over and he goes, I have a funny story. I think you guys will appreciate it. He's like, yeah, we were in the car and said, now that Mom's gone, can we watch Sharknado? I looked at him. God, are we kidding me? But I thought
that is weird. That is weird that he found that funny. Wow. What a piece of shit, dude. Wow.
What is that? So now that Mom's gone, everyone can do everything bad. Then he goes, yeah, I just did all of her laundry. And
I want to throw this motherfucker into a Sharknado, dude.
Laundry people. I'm like, whites do not go with any other color. You know, I have everything separated. Half of it's dried out, you know, and he's like, yeah, I did all her laundry and I stuck everything in the same load just to stick it to her. Out loud, no lie.
2 days later, on March 18th, Angela is taken off life support.
He's a psycho. He's a fucking... He's so psycho.
And passes away. That night, Detective Olson asks Jim to meet them so they can give him his phone back. But as Jim soon finds out, that's only a pretense.
Oh, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Well,
yeah. Hello. Hi.
All right, Bob. You are under arrest.
Okay.
Okay, first degree murder.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa. I didn't expect this. Yeah, sorry for that. I thought I was just getting it back.
As Jim is taken into custody, a detective lays it out for his brother.
Just for you and the family, I mean, obviously this is shocking. From our standpoint, he's responsible for Angela's death. Okay, no doubt in our mind.
In this case, then, are we just supposed to proceed through the funeral without him?
Yes, he's not going to be able to get out of jail.
I mean, if you guys... be able to attend the funeral?
No. No. He won't have a bond, so he won't be able to get out. And I think if you really sit back and wrap your mind around it, I don't think he should be at the funeral when he's the one who caused the funeral to happen.
He's still innocent until proven guilty.
It's true.
Report, right?
It's true. But I just want to give you a heads up that that's That's why we're here, and that's why he's got a warrant for his arrest, and that's why he's in custody.
But there's a vast difference between being arrested and being convicted, and there is much more to this story than meets the eye.
They do have an arrest warrant for the murder of Angela.
Oh my gosh.
So I know that, you've expressed a few times that you have the answers and want to tell us. I just want to give you that opportunity to tell us what you know. And if you have insight on kind of what happened, or, I know you've talked to DHS, Department of Human Services, and you've kind of alluded when I've talked to you. I just wanted to just give you the opportunity.
I really want that. I haven't had my phone, so I haven't been able to talk to the attorney that I reached out to. Because as you can imagine, this is terrifying for me. Mm-hmm. And you both seem very nice and like you're on my side, but I know how this works, and I don't want to incriminate myself or say anything stupid. Or there are answers, and this makes a lot of sense once those answers come out, but I don't know how to navigate this. I've never done this before, and I'm scared to death.
Although Jim is still reluctant to tell his side of the story, he does have one thing he wants to make perfectly clear.
I can tell you I did not kill my wife.
After establishing that he won't be getting out of jail tonight because he's not been given a bond, Jim tries to see if there might be another way.
And then what happens if I talk to you and tell you everything I know? Then what?
Every case is different, so we can't really, give you direction, if that makes sense, because we don't know what information you have. So we only know what we have currently.
And what do you have currently?
Well, that's typically how we do this, is if we're going to have a conversation, we would Mirandize you, and then you would talk to us and we would talk to you, type of thing. We don't go into all the details of what we have, because this is your opportunity to talk, really, if you want to.
Oh my gosh. I have all of the answers that you need, but I can't talk.
What a fucking moron, dude.
The one attorney
I have
that
all
talked
the
to
answers.
said, don't say anything.
Yeah, he needs just fucking. Oh my god! Then just shut up. Like at this point, he knows he's got. If you want to wait for an attorney, you keep your fucking mouth shut until an attorney's present. That's it. Sit your ass in a cell. Don't keep running your fucking mouth. This dude is stupid in more ways than one. He's a fucking monster for, again. Fuck this dude. I'm telling you, this is some slimy shit. This is a motherfucker who thinks he's got it figured out and thinks he's smarter than everybody else.
Yeah.
Because you could just incriminate yourself, and I'm totally naive at this. I don't know what I'm doing. And you both seem very nice, but I know that your job is to help me away.
Well, our job is to figure out what happened. Our point is not to put you away, it's to put the person away that caused this to your wife. And that's where we're at.
That person is my wife.
With that stunning question, Jim again falls into silence. But this isn't the first investigators have heard.
Wait, and what if that person is my wife?
Yeah, he's implying that she committed suicide.
Heard of this explanation. Jim floated it for the first time in that phone call with his business partner.
I said, why do you need potassium cyanide? And he said, he's like, there's a lot of pauses with deep breaths. He goes, I ordered it for her. And he basically said that he had ordered the potassium cyanide at her request. He bought it for her, and that it was a game of chicken. He said, I bought it. I actually didn't think she would use it. He insinuated that she took it on her own. He started saying things like, this looks bad. And I said, Jim? I said, yeah, it does. And I said, I think you should stop talking to me. And I said, I think you need a lawyer.
When detectives ask Angela's family and friends what they think about Jim's explanation, they're more than a little skeptical that Angela would do such a thing, no matter how bad her marriage was.
She wouldn't take something slowly to put herself in absolute pain and fear for 10 days.
I'd be surprised. That would shock me if she was. That's not her personality.
I will say this, Angie, never.
Back with Jim, the detectives aren't sharing their evidence, but they let him know that things aren't looking good.
The information at this time leads to you. So that's why we're where we're at right now.
Oh, this is horrible. Mm-hmm. Because I know how this looks. I knew exactly how this was going to look. And so I don't know. I'm so sorry. I don't know, Detective Wilson.
No, you don't have to be sorry.
I thought he had all the answers. He
This is a
doesn't
scary
know.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here to pretend that it is.
Yeah, it's really scary.
And
my
that's
kids
why
could lose both of their parents. And I didn't do this. And I don't know how to exonerate myself. I don't know what to do.
all I can just say is I'm sorry, and I'm sorry that we're here and in this situation.
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I didn't just let her go through with this years ago.
Jim never goes into further detail with the detectives, but the investigation is still very much in its infancy. Police have obtained the surveillance footage from Jim's house, from which they hope to find a smoking gun. But the videos seem to show all the hallmarks of a loving, happy couple in the days leading up to Angela's illness.
Father, I accidentally hand washed your pants.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, I gotta get going. All right.
No, you gotta go back to work.
That was quick. Baby.
But perhaps there are signs of something darker underneath the surface, even if only in retrospect.
Every time I get a package in the mail, now I'm like, I should order stuff. Oh, good. My company should have been ordering a certain coming. Oh.
He's so excited to get his poison.
Yeah.
Custom shoes that you've been ordering. How many are there?
I think 3 pair.
That is super blue.
I know, I like it.
Okay, what are you gonna wear with it?
My gray suit and a blue shirt when I speak in Las Vegas.
Oh, in Vegas? Oh, he came out to Vegas. Or maybe he lived. Oh, yeah, Jim went to Las Vegas.
Jim went to Las Vegas a few days after that conversation, and it was there that he met another woman, an orthodontist from Texas named Karen. Police want to speak with her next, and fortunately for them, she happens to be in town.
Hi, Karen.
Yes.
I'm Sergeant Lawnecker with the Aurora Homicide Unit. We've taken Jim into custody for homicide, and I was wondering if you have a minute to speak with me.
Can I,
Yeah, get dressed, yep. So, I don't know, basically, obviously, I didn't find you by a miracle. We are aware of yours and Jim's relationship, and basically your emails and stuff back and forth between each other, and he's been taken into custody for killing his wife. So I don't know, obviously we consider you to be a motive for him to do that. I don't know what kind of communications he's had with you about his wife and what's been going on with her. We have noticed that you seem to come to Denver when his wife was in the hospital, and I don't know if that's just what kind of timing is, that is, or what he's telling you, or how he, you guys are setting up when you're going to come out here. So I don't know if you can shed any light on any of that.
A search of Jim's email account shows messages between the two of them, some of which show Karen's travel itinerary, one trip overlapping with Angela's first extended hospital stay, and a second trip overlapping with Angela's final crash and eventual death. But Karen says those dates are misleading.
I had a ticket for the 8th that I changed to...
You didn't come out here then?
No.
Okay.
I had Southwest, so it was free to change.
Okay.
So I just changed the dates to the 16th.
So this is the first time you've come out here?
Mm-hmm.
How did you meet him?
At a meeting, dental meeting in Las Vegas.
Though Karen acknowledges that she's out here to see Jim, she says that their relationship is not as far along as their messages might suggest.
I mean, we shared a lot of, personal information kind of quickly, just like history and, I don't know, kind of, but we haven't been physically intimate or that kind of thing.
So you have not been sexually
about murdering his
him?
wife.
What was the purpose of some of those text exchange or email exchanges then? Because they're very sexually explicit.
What was the purpose?
I mean, I guess I find it hard to believe that he would send something like that to you without having some kind of sexual relationship with you.
I mean, there's been physical intimacy to some degree, but we haven't had intercourse.
Okay.
Karen says that Jim told her that he and Angela had filed for divorce in January, a month before they met in Las Vegas.
He said, I'm going to sit down with her tonight. We're going to start to talk about just about the kids, about how things are going to look during mediation, things like that. And that she had said that she probably was going to move back to where her family is, and just they had been just kind of talking about what things were going to look like. He did tell me when they talked that night, I'm kind of worried that she might hurt herself. So we've had a history with that.
Has he talked to you at all about buying cyanide?
No.
Any other poisons? Anything like that?
The detective decides to set Karen straight on what Jim has been up to.
Karen.
He's never told her he wants a divorce. He's never told her there's no talk of him moving out with the kids. She has no idea anything about a divorce. He's purchased poisons, and she's now dead because of poisons. So a lot of the things he's told you, assuming you've told me the truth, are all nonsense. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I mean, the real victim here is his wife. Big time.
The next morning, Karen talks to Detective Olson. She shares a conversation she had with Jim after Angela passed, in which he talked about all the things he would need to do to get his affairs in order.
Life insurance was in that string of thought, and I was like, is life insurance going to change if this is, self-inflicted? And he said, no, I got a policy that doesn't have that, that has an exclusion for that due to our history.
While Jim's explanation about the life insurance lines up with his story that Angela did this to herself, it also opens the door to another possible motive. And according to Ryan, Jim could use the money.
It was in January where we decided as a company that we could not continue to pay his creditors from his first bankruptcy at the level that we were paying it, and he was going to have to take some more involvement in it. And he was going to take a pay cut a little bit. So I know that probably creates some financial pressure on him a little bit. So we've put in about $350,000 into saving his.
According to Elizabeth, the woman Jim met on Seeking.com and took to Bozeman, Montana, this financial strain didn't stop Jim from spending his money.
Did he give you, I'm guessing he paid for that trip, correct?
Correct. Yep.
And then did he give you any more funds other than just the trip?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, the dude with the Jared account. Why don't you come in with your actual real account instead of the sock account?
Yeah, you're fucking up the vibe, dude. Move along. Do something else. You don't find us interesting? Go away.
Yeah, and sorry, Jared. EWU doesn't care about this, and that's what matters. If EWU cared about this, they'd strike my videos down. I've covered lots of their stuff. I'm advertising their video by putting the link in my channel, or in my chat, or, sorry, my description. So, yeah, it's up to EWU if this is okay. It's not up to YouTube if this is okay for us to watch 3 to 4 minutes without interrupting it. It's a 52-minute long video. If we paused it every 30 seconds or every minute to add stuff, this stream would go on for like 2 or 3 hours. That's stupid.
And it's not your place either to decide if it's okay, you cry bully loser.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, come in on your real account.
And how much was that?
I want to say in total it was probably about $9,000.
Okay.
It was for the monthly allowance that we had talked about as part of a traditional sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship.
According to prosecutors, Jim was the sole beneficiary on more than $4 million of life insurance policies in Angela's name. But Karen, who still believes that Angela may have caused her own tragedy, is concerned about their 6 kids.
I mean, obviously my hope is that I'm right and that they don't lose a mom and a dad, you know.
Yeah. No, I agree.
While the detective is sympathetic to Karen's position, Angela's friends aren't as understanding.
You're okay with them murdering his wife?
No, yeah. That's
what the fuck?
I was just like, okay. And we interviewed her the night he was arrested, and then I interviewed her again this morning. And really it was just to get to the bottom of, did she know? Right. Like is she a core conspirator? Were you involved at all?
I don't think she knew. I think he schmoozed her and
Oh yeah. Like
did ever so. I mean,
she probably also doesn't know he's broke too, so
her life has been blown up as well. I don't think she. I mean, obviously she didn't ask for this.
Indeed, it's clear that the fallout from this case has affected everyone involved at the deepest level.
It just is psychotic. It just is a whole another layer of just wicked. To watch your kids. Who does that? And I know we don't know anything, but just the thought of who does that.
Indeed, not even Detective Olson is immune to the emotional weight of this tragedy.
I have never broke down. This case, I feel so bad. It is tragic. I hate these kids. I hate little kids. I feel
That's what I'm saying, dude. This dude's a monster.
Yeah, honestly, I would think in her shoes, though, this wouldn't be that crazy of a thing. I don't know. Like, I would imagine if I was in her position and it was like finding like 5 kids murdered or something like that, it would probably be really emotional like that.
You never know. She could live in a pretty quiet town where 5 kids don't turn up dead all the time. It could be pretty early in her career.
Yeah.
This could be the worst thing she's dealt with so far.
Yeah, you're right. It's just, even though this is a bad case, it's just, I'd imagine, people in this kind of job are going to deal with a lot worse than this when it comes to, like, the emotional burden of having to deal with this.
Well, I just don't. So the kids are in denial. They will not believe for 1 second that he would do this. And I understand why.
Now in jail, Jim is determined to prove his innocence one way or the other, and it's to one of those kids that he turns to for help. He sends a letter to his oldest daughter. "I'm going to ask you to help me with something really hard," he writes. "We need to make a deepfake video of Mom saying she asked me to order cyanide and that she was going to take..."
What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? He's an idiot. An idiot. He just does everything wrong. But 2, this is just fucking psycho. He murders his wife and then he hits up the daughter like, "Hey, let's make an AI video of Mom saying she wanted that to happen." I'm like, what? That is crazy. That was so unexpected. Jesus Christ.
It herself. It's only the beginning of Jim's efforts to exonerate himself, as demonstrated by a call police make to the mother of his son.
And does he really think that the cops wouldn't be able to tell? They don't have professionals that would look over the video and come to the conclusion that it's AI?
The deepfake AI fucking Sora-generated court case evidence, it's still got the watermark.
Yeah, it has a Sora watermark. Yeah, he's an idiot. Jesus.
So in the letter that is addressed to both, it says Becca and Will. So I presume, obviously, you go by Becca sometimes. And in that conversation or in that letter, Mr. Craig has essentially asked that your son or you help him with some things in lieu of getting the transplants or the teeth that he would do for you.
Oh my gosh, what do you mean?
So basically he has asked, that, whoever responds to him doesn't use their legal government name, like they use like a code name, or they use, even if it's like a nickname, you know what I mean? But that way that you guys would not be traceable to him. And in turn, that person would get a burner phone and a fake ID and essentially help him, and then they would give you the teeth or plans in return.
Absolutely not. I don't know anything about that.
Do you know anything about Mr. Craig or his case?
No.
Okay. He is currently in custody for a murder case.
Oh my God.
Prosecutors also allege that Jim tried to hire a fellow prisoner named Nathaniel to kill Detective Olson, the lead investigator on the case. When that plan...
What the fuck? He's so dumb, dude. What the fuck? Oh my God, he's such an idiot.
He's the Joker, dude. He's orchestrating shit from behind the scenes.
He had it seemed like a good life going on, a good career, this big house and all this shit, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck it all up when and I'm God. Oh, damn.
$10 for you filthy content stealers.
Billy Boy Blue tip $10 said $10 for you filthy content stealers. That's funny. Hey, what is the
Jared smackaroos?
Yeah, what does the Jared guy think about that? He seemed to shut the fuck up once we told him off. That's weird.
People like that. It's like a cockroach. You shine a light and it scatters.
Yeah, off of Emo Howlin' Wolf's desk. I don't know if you saw the cockroach on his desk.
He's got roaches. No, I didn't see that.
We were doing DP and he was talking, and all of a sudden just a cockroach randomly runs by on the desk next to him and shit. That was hilarious. All right, let's continue this though. Yeah, thank you, Billy Boy Blue. Please keep it up on the goal up there, guys. Keep it up. We're 19% in on the goal.
Let Shabisky know that you enjoy high crimes with your hard-earned money.
Yeah. Also, if you guys want to, I could, we could maybe do an episode after this too. Another one. I like to do
a double feature.
Yeah, I kind of like having each stream focus just on one of these subjects, one of these stories. So I don't know if you guys want. This one's ending soon. We could set up another one.
He writes to Nathaniel's ex-wife Cassie, explaining to her that he's been framed by his business partner. He asks her to go to the district attorney, pretending to be a friend of Angela's who can testify that she was suffering from depression and planning to end her own suffering. He also asks that she use her expertise in Photoshop to spoof text messages that can help sell the story. He also reaches out to Karen, the orthodontist he met in Vegas.
He had sent me a message through the Getting Out app that he had sent me letters and basically just saying he was innocent, he had been taken out of the world, an innocent man with no recourse, and yada yada. It's just like, okay, regardless of your innocence in this death, you were such a liar. I mean, there was so much honesty. Even if you're completely innocent of how she passed away, it's like there was such a high level of just living two lives.
Yep, 100%.
Which is just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And scary.
Yeah.
And I haven't dated somebody in 30 years.
Yeah.
This is what I do. My first date.
She hasn't dated. I assume maybe she was in a relationship.
30 freaking years.
Yeah, probably.
That's where I am.
In their investigation, police discover that Jim communicated with Karen using an email address he created only 4 days after meeting her in Las Vegas. They also take a look at Jim's devices and search history, where a bleak picture begins to develop.
So there's nothing really on his phone. There's nothing on his laptop. Computer number 9 and exam room number 9. He's searching, will arsenic show up in an autopsy? What are the top most 5 undetectable poisons to kill a human? And I can go on and on.
Jesus Christ.
It's absolutely sickening. Sickening.
On that specific computer, Jim's...
You'd think you'd be smart enough to, like, I don't know, maybe go to, like, use somebody else's computer, or go to, like, the library and use one of those public computers and go on I don't know. That seems really, really stupid to plan something like this and also Google that kind of stuff on your computer. You see that over and over again with these kinds of stories.
Searches how many grams of pure arsenic will kill a human, where to purchase arsenic, and clicks on a video titled The 5 Most Dangerous Chemicals on Earth. The new email address he created to communicate with Karen is used for only one other purpose: purchasing poison.
He ordered arsenic first. That was delivered to his house on the 4th while Angie was out of town.
The outside surveillance cameras show the mail truck drive past Jim's house on March 4th. A short while later, Jim is seen walking down the street. He returns minutes later with a couple of envelopes in his hand.
Every time I get a package in the mail, now I'm like, I should order.
It was this purchase of arsenic that investigators believe was used to put Angela in the hospital the first time on March 6th.
He said they got up, he made them both like a shake, like a protein shake. And I don't remember what he said he had put in it, but it was like a pre-workout or something with caffeine, and whatever he had put in it was like 3 times the normal amount that she normally takes.
But investigators believe that Jim Craig put something far more dangerous than caffeine into her protein shake that morning. Before leaving for work that morning, Jim has a question.
You're kind of heavy. You okay?
It's not. Oh, sorry. Call the winter.
Of course, Angela would be anything but fine that morning, or for the little time she had remaining in her life. But as investigators would see for themselves, that single dose of arsenic didn't get the job done.
He also ordered, it's oleander. It's like a extremely poisonous plant, but obviously you can get the derivatives out of it. That was still en route. So actually, I think it's coming to Denver today.
With the oleander delayed and the potassium cyanide not due for days, Jim is forced to improvise. On the night of March 8th, he leaves his house at 10:40 p.m. He arrives back home 15 minutes later at 10:55. Police later find out that during this time, he purchased 12 bottles of eye redness drops at the local grocery store. The next morning, Jim makes his wife another drink and turns the TV on for her before going to
10, it said 10 bottles of eye drops?
Yeah.
Does eye drops contain something that I don't know about or something?
I've heard of people using eye drops to poison people to make them shit, give them diarrhea.
I think I've heard of that before.
But I don't know what happens if you put 10 bottles in a drink. I don't know.
I don't know. I would assume it would be drinkable, and like, if you can put it in your eye.
Work. That would be the day Angela would be taken to the hospital for the second time. Toxicology reports would later confirm that she had tetrahydrozoline in her system at the time of her death. It's the active ingredient in Visine. When swallowed, it can cause illness and even death. And yet it's still not enough to kill Angela.
Wow. This guy was doing some research with this shit. Jesus. I had no clue that somebody could die from ingesting eye drops. Like, honestly, I would have thought it would be I would think because you could just you just put it in your eye like that and it's safe for that. I would just assume that you could drink all of it you want. You're not gonna get sick from it. It might taste weird or something. I don't know.
The package of potassium.
It's news to me too. I've heard of there was my friend in high school's older brother. When he was in school, he poured eye drops into a teacher's coffee, and they'd shit themselves.
Wow. Yeah, and he had no clue he was really poisoning them. I guess technically.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it would probably take a lot more than whatever he was putting in for it.
He knew he was doing something wrong. But I don't know if he would have knew that it qualified as poisoning. But
yeah, enough of it apparently. That's crazy. I had no clue. You learn something new every day.
Potassium cyanide comes to Jim's office on March 13th, and investigators believe he gave her the first dose inside a capsule that was supposed to contain an antibiotic.
He wrote out this timeline in his phone, basically the hours after he's confronted by Ryan and Michelle.
Detective Olson says that Jim used this memo to tell the full story about Angela's desire to order poison for herself.
And that she finally said, I'm just going to do it. And he said, fine, I'm done. I'm done trying to save you. I'm not going to save you this time. He said that he took the clindamycin and put potassium cyanide in the capsules. Put the potassium cyanide inside the clindamycin capsules. That's it.
And another part of it that's just like really stupid is he has cameras in his house recording all of this stuff, and on the camera he's putting the poison in her drink. It's like, I don't know, you would have thought like maybe disable the cameras or something. I don't know. Like, even though that would seem suspicious, it would be a lot better, that suspicion, than people having footage of you doing it directly. I don't know.
He thought he was being slick, dude. I don't know.
It is also in Jim's memo that investigators make one last horrifying realization. Even after Angela was rushed to the hospital for a final time, Jim was apparently not done yet.
He says he went to university, gave her a syringe, which is, I don't got my mind, that's potassium cyanide, gave it to her. And then he left the room and said, like her arm hurts or something. And he came back and the syringe was empty and that she did her IV port at university. And that he took the syringe back and put it in his pocket.
Hospital surveillance cameras show Jim emerging from a side room at approximately 1:53 p.m.
Yeah, I had a feeling
pulling something
when
thin and cylindrical out of his pocket.
Wow.
What?
I had a feeling when we saw this earlier, him going back and in and out of the room, that he'd done something to kill her right then.
Yeah. It seemed like that. He went in there, left, and then he went back in there for just a minute and came out, and he's like, everything's going to hell in here. She's not looking good. So yeah, I definitely thought that earlier.
Less than 30 minutes later, Jim comes out of Angela's room, speaks to the nurses, and the frantic but doomed effort to save Angela's life begins.
So his final dose was actually at the hospital, I think. We were trying to figure that out.
Jim goes to trial on charges of first-degree murder after deliberation, 2 counts of tampering with physical evidence, 2 counts of soliciting perjury, and a final count of soliciting first-degree murder. His defense, that he merely purchased arsenic, oleander, tetrahydrozoline, and potassium cyanide at the behest of his wife, is rejected by the jury, and he is found guilty on all counts.
I can't even say that he's narcissistic. All I can say is he's pure evil. He's pure evil.
At Jim's sentencing hearing, Tony said to him, "Angela was a light you never deserved. You may have temporarily dimmed her light in this life, but it will continue to shine in those she loves and that love her in return." In July 2025, Dr. Jim Craig is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. His wife, Angela Craig, was 43 years old. If you'd like to see select new videos early and help us keep uncovering case files that rarely come to light, you'll
Stay tuned to the Dank Dumpster channel.
So yeah, what do you guys think in the chat? Should we schedule another high crimes tonight?
What do you guys think? Do the people want more?
You guys
After
want
a brief intermission?
Yeah, you guys want more high rhymes?
Do some hike rhymes.
Yeah.
We could pop another one off. It's up to you guys in the chat. What do you think? Do you want more? Do you want Shabisky to go play Fortnite? We follow the will of the people. The Epstein files? Cover the Epstein files on high crimes? That might be something. Or are you going to go play Fortnite with Epstein, whose Epic Games account is still active playing Fortnite?
Oh, someone tipped Natalie $1 whole. Thank you, Natalie. Now we're at 20% on the goal. This is great.
That's what I'm talking about. See, Natalie votes with her dollar.
Yes. So I put a poll in the chat. Looks like most people want high crimes. Looks like maybe one person voted no. So, and please mock the victims. Sometimes we do. This case, there wasn't really too much funny stuff to do there with mocking her. She just seemed, you know. Maybe the next one will have someone good to mock.
Oh my god.
But, alright. I guess I'm gonna end. Whiskey Tom. Not Fortnite. Yeah, Whiskey Tom?
Anything but Fortnite. High crimes.
Okay, alright. I'm gonna end this. Set up another high crimes, and then we'll be live again here soon. Let me do one thing.
One quick stop. Thank you guys for your support. We appreciate it. Especially that support that comes in the form of dollar bills.
I'm going to move everybody here over to the other stream that we got going. If you don't know, on this channel, we have a 24/7 stream that plays the Wood episodes, the Morning Wood, the podcast I used to do with Pimp Monk. So if you guys want, move over there and watch that while you're waiting for another High Crimes.